Welcome back to my Let's Play for Pokemon Gold. Yeah, I've gotten a new Pokemon hat. Oddly enough, this isn't the first video I record while wearing this hat. That would be Etrian Odyssey, but those videos aren't going to be going up till next week. So this will be the first video you can see my new Pokemon hat. So like this is the first episode you can see with the Kung Fu Bunny in it over there. Though I did actually play it a few times when I was doing a Yu-Gi-Oh episode. Especially since I was doing a cheap strat. Though I think that might end up coming up first, since I think I did the Dark Magician of Chaos, you know, FDK first. Yeah, I did. Pretty sure. Then I did some Dream Scorpions videos, and finished off with Amazonian Beatdown, which was probably the most questionable of the decks in terms of actual usability against even the computer opponents. It was mixed with some warrior support, so it could pull off some plays, but not enough to be truly threatening, in my opinion. Honestly, the Dream Scorpions was far more damaging, especially Dream Warriors, because it had some combos that just, you know, utterly destroyed the enemy. Well, first things first, I guess we'll set up a Screech. Then we'll go into some rollouts. Yeah, I didn't bother the heal before I started this, but I think we can make it work. After all, Volti's tougher than you think, after all. Yep, that was a good hit. Ooh, Hyper Fang. Solid counter, but not enough to stop me. Well, let's try and roll this thing over. Well, that's one rat down. But so many more to go. Okay, what's his counter gonna be? Another Raticate? Yeah, I thought so. Jeez. This is gonna be tedious. It always is, you know. We're gonna have to climb up this tower and do all kinds of boring, busy work. I'll probably split this stuff up into like 3 videos, just because of how long it usually takes. And we're dead. Damn you, rollout, you missed. You screwed me. It's fine. It's fine, you know, we'll make it up. Go get him, Juno. Surf Attack. That ought to do it. What was the point of that? I'm not gonna say, you know, Juno's the slowest Pokemon around, but it's definitely a lot slower than a Raticate. Should've went with your Hyper Fang. Would've actually done something useful that way. Jeez. Damn, Rocket Runs don't even know what they're doing. Well, let's switch out who's in front, I guess. We'll put Juno up there, I guess. Or do I want to put Neo up front? Problem is Neo's got terrible moves. Yeah, we'll leave Juno up front for now. We'll go with it. We'll see if we can't make the opponents a fish. Yeah, don't ask me what that's about. I just hear it a lot in certain chess matches. Since I do watch those every now and again, involving some hustlers, I guess. With the Great Carlini, as they like to call him, who likes to basically keep his opponent distracted by trying to, you know, speak a bit offensively against him. And sometimes they'll start calling each other a fish. Like, what is this? I have no idea. It's slang I'm not familiar with. Like, at all. But I guess we'll just go with it. Time to ride the lightning. Yeah, I know, we're riding the wave, but honestly, that's the only thing I got out of Surf's Up 2 RTL. Ride the lightning. Yeah, Surf's Up 2 is a terrible movie. Don't watch it. Seriously. It completely ruins the first movie and just completely ignores its existence, practically. So, it should just be forgotten about. Surf's Up 2 is a movie that just didn't need to be made. At all. I suppose there's a lot of movies like that, though. They just shouldn't have been made. Though, honestly, I've been getting into a bit of a comment war, I guess, with a Flat Earther. Yeah. They left a comment saying, well, how do we know there's a force acting on a falling object? And I point out that we know a force is acting on it because a falling object's going to accelerate. So there has to be some force acting on it for it to be gaining speed. And he's like, that doesn't prove there's a force. And like, so basically his argument is that if you put a car in neutral on a flat plane and pushed it, and then you stop pushing it, not only will it continue to move forward and never stop rolling forward, because, you know, friction isn't a thing, you know, because friction would be another force, obviously, that would stop the car. He also believes the car should accelerate after you stop pushing it. Like, seriously, you can't make that stuff up. Like, I got so annoyed with his answers and responses back. Like, I couldn't help but be angry, you know, but then when I stopped to think about what he actually said, I couldn't help but laugh at how absolutely stupid it was. Because it shows such a fundamental misunderstanding of even basic physics that even other flat earthers would probably make fun of him for it. Like, even most other flat earthers, even if they reject gravity, I never named the force causing the object to accelerate. I just said we know there has to be a force acting on it because it's accelerating. In which even they would probably have to agree that that does make sense. Because an object can't gain, you know, momentum if there isn't something providing energy for it to gain the speed. That he would argue otherwise makes him unbelievably dumb. Like I just could not believe anyone would make that argument. I was flabbergasted for a little bit. Like, I don't even know how to respond to that. So eventually I did respond back with that whole car thing and told him that he must be, you know, a NASA shill, because he's trying to make flat earthers look unbelievably dumb. Like, I don't even know how he's going to respond back to that, because I'm still waiting for him to respond. I'm guessing he's either going to be angry or shut up and go away. I guess I'll find out. I'm still waiting, dude. I'm not willing to answer any of your other questions, though. Still no on that front. Like, I don't want to talk about, you know, buoyancy and all that stuff, because I honestly don't want to give someone who doesn't want to understand a basic physics lesson based on what I can remember from high school. I mean, if you really want to be taught about that stuff, go read about it, or get a high school textbook. Ugh. Or talk to one of the many debunkers about the Flat Earth, you know, on YouTube, like Fight the Flat Earth, or Cyman Dan. The list goes on. There's a lot of Flat Earth debunkers, man. And you can't believe that there has to be so many of them. It's kind of crazy. Pretty sure the scientist has some, you know, magnemites, so we might as well bust out, you know, our own power here. Might have helped if I walked a bit lower, but I think we can still sneak in. Damn hiccups. Oh yeah, he's got magnemites. Well, I got a response to that. We'll just fire punch him. What? No one said I fought fair, man. Besides, fire punch is the best way to deal with these guys. Sad part is we still got those really weak enemies waiting for us in the gosh darn hallway, you know, when we go to the underground. Ugh. Come on, just serve it up. Serve them up real fast. I want to cook them. I don't know what a cooked magnet tastes like, but I guess we'll find out. I'm guessing it's still unedible. I mean, it is a magnet. I mean, I guess you could eat it, assuming you could swallow it, but I wouldn't advise it. Sounds like something a toddler would do. Well, that takes care of the last Magnemite for now. They'll be back. They always come back. They haunt my dreams. Yes, Mark the scientist. Come on, can't you be like named Bill? At least then I'd have more fun with it. Be like Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Yeah, I still remember that. But I suppose he has, you know, remained somewhat relevant in pop culture, maybe. Ugh. I can't remember the last time I watched anything with him, you know, trying to explain some basic science, to be honest. It's been a long time. Well, we'll go with stab. Do we have it? Yes, it's dead. He's dead, Jim. Yep, always. Oh, a Grimer? Okay. Send it up. I want to shock it to death. Give it a shock to its system. You know, like on Black Lightning or Static Shock. I can't think of any other electric superheroes right now. I'm sure they exist, though, because let's face it, it's a cool power. And I'm sure there's plenty of villains with it, too. So like people being able to, you know, manipulate fire, you know. being able to manipulate the elements is always a cool and impressive ability. Unlike being made out of rubber, you know. Don't get me wrong, Luffy makes it work, but it's still not the most, you know, impressive ability. It's like, oh, I can stretch myself. I guess he can compensate for the one thing people usually like to compensate for when you're a guy, though. You know, being able to make his, you know what, as big as he wants. Well, time to move on. Probably shouldn't be talking about stuff like that. You have to worry about YouTube come down, you know, hard with the ban hammer or something. Oh no, a spinning Team Rocket member. And another scientist. Darn it. Oh, what do you think you are, Mr. Burns? Excellent, Smithers, excellent. Grand design. Yeah, let's see what your grand design is, man. Try and impress me here. Come on, show me off. What is it? What is it? Oh, it's Porygon? I have to admit, I sort of like Porygon's design since it's so different from everything else. But at the same time, Porygon's terrible as a Pokemon. Like, in Gen 1, it was unbelievably expensive to buy a copy of Porygon. But it did nothing. Like this is like one of the worst normal Pokemon out there. Oh, you turn into a ground type, huh? Well, here, eat my Fire Punch and just go away. I suppose I could have done that first, turn him into like a water type or something, then just hit him with Thunder Punch for super effective damage. But, like, I'm just like, I'll take Stab first. Your grand plan went nowhere. That's because, you know, Porygon is just not very good as a Pokemon. Yeah, I knew you were an imposter, but I still have to do this. I have to come here to find out that you guys kidnapped the director. I can't just bypass that stuff because I need the underground key. Why you guys give it to me when you lose, I have no idea. It makes no sense. But it's, you know, video game logic. Oh, you beat me, you get to take my key. You know, that's just how it works. Sort of like in a lot of, you know, fictional stories, like, oh, you beat up the big bad boss, he has to give you something. Like, even if it makes no sense for him to actually give it to you, it's like, I should just hold on to this until I die, or I should just run away with it. And make you have to hunt me down. No, I'll just hand it over to you. Like, why? Like, that's just the rules. Sort of like I have to let you take a turn, you know? Then it's my turn. Then it's your turn. Yeah, I know, turn-based combat's not very realistic, though I still hate active time battle systems. In my opinion, it tries to fuse the two together, and it's just a terrible fusion. Because, you know, it's very real to life. I have to flip through a menu to figure out what I'm going to do in response to something, right? Ugh. And I don't like being rushed when I'm, you know, trying to move through a menu. Like, oh, I gotta do this in a hurry or I'm gonna lose. Like, oh, I gotta find this one item. Like, damn it, where is it? Like, that's why I don't really care for them. Like, they take what I like about, you know, turn-based combat where I can just take my time picking my moves out and then just ruin it. Like, if I wanted to play real-time combat games, you know, I'd go play, you know, a game with real-time combat. I do have my options for that. I do have some action RPGs. Albeit my copy of East, the Ark of Napishdom, or Napishdom, however they pronounced it, you know, does have some serious damage, so I can't play through the end credits. Which means I can't, you know, unlock the highest difficulty in that game without using cheat codes. Because even if I clear it, you know, like I said, the end credits I can't get through, so I can't save clear data. Or get a recording, you know, like, oh yeah, he beat the game, you can now play on, you know, the higher difficulty settings like Nightmare. Whereas there's some side projects I've been meaning to work on for forever, and I just keep putting off. Like, I've been hoping to, you know, put some time into grinding in, Atelier Iris 3 to go back and do the boss battle with the last hero, only with a really jacked up party. And I just haven't found the time to really do that. I mean, you can beat without being super jacked up, but still. I like to just be able to overpower the little baby slime. The pacifier of death is something fearsome, though. Like, you do not screw with it. Yeah, you wouldn't think, you know, a weapon of choice would be the pacifier of death, but that baby slime makes it work, man. Like, it'll make you wet yourself in terror if you don't know what you're getting into. Like, it absolutely destroys entire teams. Like, there's just something hilarious about watching this little baby slime come up and just slam someone so hard they just get knocked out in one blow. Like, what happened? Like, you got hit by a little slime wielding the pacifier of death. Like, what? Like, yep, truly humiliating. Like, we'll never talk about this again. But yeah, it hits for like 300 points of damage, even like a max level party. Like, even if you're wearing good gear, it just tears through it like it's not even there, like it's tissue paper. Well, I guess we'll stop here. Next time, we can deal with the underground passage. Then we'll probably break up for another episode dealing with, going through the tower, to get the last bits with the rocket executives. Depending on how long that takes, we may or may not be making our way over to, Blackthorn City. We'll see, though. Until then, see ya.